Hello, guys, welcome to the Real FX YouTube channel. On this channel, we focus on bringing you the most valuable free forex content. The content we bring to you is content that you're most likely to pay for somewhere else. If you are new to this YouTube channel, please like and subscribe. Okay, let's get to it. What is a breakout block? Let's put some text here and talk about a breakout block. Breaker block. Let's talk about a breaker block. Let's save that and let's go ahead and try to define what is a breaker block. Breaker block is another block that failed to hold. That's like the short definition of it. It's an order block that failed to hold. Now, if an order block failed to hold, it's likely that the market will come back to that point and then start pushing away from that point again. Let's make an example of it. Let's say the market was going up, down, up, down, and then it was also pushing up. Now let's say as it moves, it left an order block here. Now since it left an order block here, this is what we expect to have as a bounce. So we expect the market to move from here and then come bounce here and then continue going up. That is what we expect. But if the market doesn't do that, but the market decides to break below this order block, causing a change of character from here, this would be our change of character, and let's just go ahead and mark that this is a change of character. So we would expect the market to come back somewhere to this order block, and then now this immediately when it's violated, so a breaker block is simply an order block that was violated. So we're saying if it failed to hold on the upward move, we expect it to hold on the downward move. So this is what we expect. We had a change of character and then we violated our previous order block, and since we violated our previous order block, we expect what? Wait, sorry. We expect the market to move starting from that point and then downwards, creating higher lows and higher highs, creating lower lows and lower highs. That's what we expect. So we expect the market to continue with a downward trend from that breaker block, and it's also the same for an uptrend. For example, the market is going down, down, and then in that down movement, let's say we have an order block here, we expect the market to come and bounce here and then keep pushing downwards, and then instead of pushing downwards, we see the market coming, violating that order block, and then we expect it to come to this area and then keep pushing up. That's what we expect. So again, this here would be our change of character, and then this over here would be our break of structures, continuing breaking structure to the downside. So that would be the break of structure. So this here is indicates the downward trend. This here indicates the downward trend. And this part here, this break to the upside, indicates a change of character. Remember, a change of character, we must, the previous high, if it's a change of character to the upside, the previous high must be taken out, and then for that previous high to be called a previous high, it must have taken out the previous low. So this is now a previous high. The previous high got taken out, and that previous high had an order block, so the order block got violated. Since the order block was violated, this will be now here become a breaker block. So a breaker block is the point where you expect the market to go back, retrace to, and then continue pushing upwards, so this breaker block and other blocks are one of the points of interest. A breaker block and an order block are one of our points of interest. Now let's go and look at the and try to find these phenomenon on the charts. Let's try to find it on the charts. Okay, let's talk about this one here. So we had a push to the up, and we left an order block here. So what did we expect? We expected the market to come down into that order block and then push to the upside, but that didn't happen. That only meant that we now expect the market now decided to go to push down, violating the order block. So after violating the order block, we expect the market to retrace back into the order block and then continuing going downwards. So here we would have a double confluence, because here we would have a double confluence. First thing, we have a breaker block, and then second thing, we have an order block. We have a breaker block, and then second thing, we have an order block. So your position would have been somewhere here, just below this order block. Okay, I don't know what's happening. So yes, it's back. So your position would be somewhere here, and then your stop loss probably few pips. You just have to give it space to breathe out. I prefer this, our order block is right here. I prefer adding two more pips to the upside, then you choose to go to the downside. This low would have been the target, but it didn't reach the target, but it did reach 80% of the target. Remember guys, you must normalize closing partials. Okay, don't let all your positions run till your take profit, because it might not be hit. So here's a double confluence. We have an order block, and then we also had a breaker block. Let's look this side. Here we also have the same thing. Here the market was pushing upward, and we expected this order block here to be respected, and it got violated. And then since we know that this order block here was violated, we expect what? We expect the market to come back into it. So the market went through it and then went back into it and then started pushing downwards. But there are things you should consider. The trend, knowing if you are in the ranging structure or the internal structure, or maybe you are in a shadow pullback or an internal a deep pullback. These are things you must know about the market structure before you take any decision of trading. You can't trade order blocks alone, because they are going to be You can't trade order blocks alone. You can't trade breaker blocks alone, because there are going to be many breaker blocks on the chart. So you have to know which ones are you going to trade, and then which ones you should never trade. In the future, I will make a video showing you which order blocks not to trade, and which breaker blocks not to trade, and which one are best. Personally, I prefer to see a change of character. I prefer to see a change of character first. So if there was a change of character, and then I prefer to see another block on the side that was violated by the change of character, then after it was violated by the change of character, that's when I start looking for the breaker block to give me entries. Okay, that's why I start looking for the other block to give me entries. This one here is just a representation of what is a breaker block, but I wouldn't have traded this one. I wouldn't have traded this one because I don't see any change of character. It was okay. Let's try to see the structure, but I don't think it was a change of character. Okay, it's not a change of character. So that's one of the things you should also know, because I've seen people immediately when they see something like this. Immediately when they see something like this, let's say something like this. Okay, let's do something like this. They see the price. Okay, let's say they see price breaking this part here, and someone will be okay, that is now a change of character. And it's not a change of character. For something to be considered a change of character, there are many things we should consider first. Like we should consider the trend, and we should also consider the previous trend. That's how you can say it's a change of character. And then you should also consider the high or the low that caused what you see as a change of character. Sometimes shallow pullbacks, we have what we call the deep pullbacks and the shallow pullbacks. So change of character should never be caused by shadow pullbacks. And also it goes also for break of structures. Break of structures should never be created by shallow pullbacks. So you should know what's a shallow pullback and a deep pullback. It's only a deep pullback that has the power to create a change of character, and also that's all for this video, and thanks for watching. Please leave a thumbs up and a comment if you enjoyed the video, and if you are new to this channel, feel encouraged to subscribe to our YouTube channel.